everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Chronicles. I am so glad that you all are here with me tonight. You all know I have been so very excited because I have educator Lorna Gamble on the show tonight. She is a phenomenal educator. Now, you all know they say mothers, the hand that rocks the cradle rules the world. Mothers make the world go round. Let me tell you something. Teachers make the world go round. And I'm sure all of us can think of a teacher that impacted our lives. I know I can. I can think of teachers in grade school. I can think of teachers in high school that just made it easier for me, made me want to learn, gave me, just empowered me to be my very best. Well, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at such a teacher. And she is here. And she is from, and you know, I've been trying to say this word. I don't know why. It's only 5 letters. Buhrer, 6 letters. Buhrer. Language. Buhrer Dual Language Academy. And I know it sounds like I'm speaking dual languages right now as well. Trying to get that Buhrer out. Am I saying that right, Ms. Gamble?
It's Buhrer Dual Language Academy. It was actually after our mayor, Stephen Buhrer, and it's on Buhrer Avenue. So yeah, it's a little on the difficult side to say. Okay,
it's on Buhrer. Okay. Well, first of all, let me just welcome you. Thank you so much after having such a busy day at work, educating our children, taking care of our babies. You agreed to come on tonight.
On spring break. Hallelujah.
Oh, you're on spring break?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Well, congratulations, and we're happy for you because you're getting a chance to R&R, I hope. But even while she's on spring break, folks, I can tell you she's still helping her young people because that's what we were dealing with as well. And I'm going to bring one of the students in now. I see somebody's logging on for us. Is that Ariana?
Yes.
Hello, darling. How are you?
Good.
Well, thank you so much. I know we had a little bit of something happening there trying to get you on, but that's okay. We've got you on, and we're so happy to have you. Right now, I'm just introducing your teacher here, Miss Lorna Gamble. And again, we're just so grateful that you're here, Miss Gamble. So what I want to do is, because this is a special show, folks. So yeah, we're going to talk about the school, but we have a reason, a specific reason for being here tonight with Ms. Gamble and with Ariana, and we're going to have another student hopefully to be able to join us as well. So Ms. Gamble, first of all, why don't you just tell me a little bit about yourself, how long you've been teaching, how long you've been at Buhrer, a little bit of that.
All right. I have been teaching since 1997. I have only taught in Cleveland. I'm a product of the Cleveland Public Schools. I'm a mighty, mighty tar-blooder. Very proud of that. Yes, my sister. I have been at Buhrer Dual Language Academy for the past 2 years at Buhrer Dual Language. Hey, Kelvin! I'm so glad you got in. At Buhrer, I was there for 2 years as a homeroom teacher. I had 2nd grade. Kelvin was actually in my 2nd grade classroom. Then I transitioned on to become a gifted itinerant specialist. And in that position, I have the opportunity to work in 2 different buildings. I service Buhrer Dual Language as well as Paul Laurence Dunbar. So I serve as gifted students from grades 2 to 6, and I offer pull-out services. And actually, the gifted program in CMSD is pretty much a monumental program because we are the oldest gifted program in the nation. It started in the 1920s. So we're really proud of the gifted program. And again, I was a part of the program coming through as it's called major work. We still call it major work, but we refer to it as gifted when we're, speaking to others so that they recognize it a little better.
Wow. So you have been doing this. You've been educating our children for a very, very long time, and we appreciate what you're doing. And I'm so happy to know that you are at Buhrer now and continuing your legacy with bringing our children to the forefront. So can you tell us where Buhrer is actually located?
Buhrer is in the Ohio City area. It's not too far from Metro Hospital. It is right off Scranton Road. It's really walking distance from Metro Hospital. And I realized after I got through talking, I did not answer the question. If that was one of the test questions, Ariana and Kelvin, I did not do a good job answering it, right? I went to Buhrer. I've been out of the classroom in a homeroom position as a classroom teacher for the past 4 years, and I was at Buhrer prior to that for 2 years. So I went to Buhrer 6 years ago, but it is on in the Ohio City area, and it is off but near West 25th and Scranton, not too far from West Side Market, the Metro Hospital also.
Okay, all right. So how large is Buhrer? How many students are you averaging there?
A little over 400. We have had an influx of students because it is a dual language program. We've had some families that have come here from the after the hurricane. We've had some families that have moved in and have come here to be with their family members after the devastation from Hurricane Maria. The unique thing about Buhrer's dual language program, we're actually the first one in this area to have we're the second program. The first one started in Columbus, but we're the second school to have the dual language program. And what makes it unique is that our students, when they leave Buhrer, they'll have a full year of Spanish under their belt, so that when they transition on to high school, they'll transition right away with Spanish 2 instead of going into Spanish 1. As you know, foreign language is required. And one thing that's also nice about our students is they get to celebrate, which I didn't really realize until I got to Buhrer, where they actually originate from, where their families originate from. And when the students begin to speak, they can tell you where their families originate from, because what I learned about the Latino population is that they are very different. You know, I think sometimes just as a people in general, when we hear Spanish, we just think Spanish people are Spanish people. And I'm learning that that's not necessarily the case, even with the language and the dialect. Certain words you can say in one area that you can't say in another, because I've been told, oh no, those are bad words, you can't say that. And some of our scholars are very new to the U.S., so it makes it very comfortable for them to be in an environment at Buhrer, because they start off in grades K-2. They spend 20% in their native language and 20% in their non-native language, and then 80% in their native language. But by the time they're in third grade, it's 50-50. So it's 50% in their 50% English, 50% Spanish, no matter what your nationality is, no matter what your original language is. So Buhrer is, it's 90% Hispanic. It is 5% Arabic and 5% other.
Wow, what a recipe for success. Yeah, that is awesome. You know, I've got to get to these smiling faces here. So what are we going to do? We're going to do ladies first. Miss Ariana, welcome, darling. Thank you so much for getting on. How are you this evening?
I'm good.
Good. Thank you so much. So Ariana, how old are you?
I'm 11.
You're 11, and what grade are you in?
In the 6th grade.
In the 6th grade. How long have you been at Buhrer?
I've been at Buhrer since 3rd grade.
So 3 years you've been there. So what's your favorite part about Buhrer? Well, first of all, do you like Buhrer?
Yeah.
You like being there? Okay. What's your favorite thing about it? If someone said, "Oh, you go to that school, what do you like about it?" What would you tell them?
Well, I like that they accept any kids to it. It's not just these types of kids or those types of kids, and that they help us learn more about other cultures and about other people, and it just did that.
Wow, that is fantastic. So learning about other cultures and other people is really helping you to see the world differently, to understand the differences in folks. That's great.
There was one more thing, Ariana, I wanted you to add. Ariana is newer to the U.S. She came to the U.S. Was it only 6 years ago, Ariana?
Yeah.
So she came straight. It's from Puerto Rico, right?
Yes.
So when she came here, she didn't really know a lot of English. Am I also saying that correctly?
Well, my dad taught me a bit, but I didn't know that much.
So do you think that being at Buhrer kind of helped you learn more English and feel more comfortable speaking a language and being around others who didn't speak Spanish?
Yes.
And then also, I'd like to share with you that Ariana is one of our Aspire scholars, and that is a very selective program. And there are only 2 of my 5th grade girls that were chosen for that program. Now, of course, she's a 6th grader now, but they are chosen in the 5th grade. And as part of the Aspire program, at Hathaway Brown, they are a part of a summer program, but Aspire also does things with them during the school year, but it will follow them all the way through high school. And the goal of Aspire is to help them. They seek out families who have not attended college, and they're hoping to have college graduates. So Ariana can probably tell you a little more about that because I haven't had the opportunity to attend. I'm hoping to visit the Aspire program this summer, but I've seen her change so much because if you can't tell, she's on the shyer side. So something like this last year before she went to Aspire would not have even been a thought. Am I right, Ariana?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that is wonderful. Congratulations, Ariana, on the Aspire program. Mm-hmm. So what is, either one of you can answer. So what are the qualifications for Aspire? So you're saying Aspire. So yeah. So what are the qualifications for that? Did you have to test for that, Ariana, or did you have to write a paper? Or
they sent us this packet, and it had questions about us and what we like to do. And I had to fill in questions, and I'm pretty sure it also had a question about why would you want to come to Aspire, and I just filled that in and we sent it back, and then I got a letter that said I was accepted, and I was really happy.
So what was your answer to why you wanted to be a part of Aspire? Why do you want to be a part of that?
Well, I think that Aspire is more about stepping out of your comfort zone and trying new things. And since I'm really shy, I think that helped me a lot. So I wanted to make new friends and try new activities and maybe learn something new.
That's wonderful. So I'm listening to you, and she's saying just 3 years ago that you weren't that strong in your English speaking, and you sound like a native. Yeah, that is awesome. So what's your favorite part of the day at Buhrer?
I think my favorite part of the day are the days that we go to Gifted. That's definitely my favorite part of the day. But the days that we don't have Gifted, I think it's the morning, because they give you the morning part to talk with your friends, and they also put music on, and I think that's really fun in a creative way to help the students have fun before school.
That really is. So it starts your day off in a really positive manner and get your brain going as well. That's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So you were going to tell me about your hobbies and your activities. And so are you involved in anything else in school?
No, but I'm hoping that next year I'll be in the volleyball team, because I think volleyball is like one of the only sports I'm a little good at, because I haven't really practiced at any other sport.
Well, you seem to be mastering everything that you put your mind to, so I don't think that'll be a problem. You'll probably have dual scholarships to school, to any college that you choose to go to. Are you already thinking about college?
Well, Miss Gamble has been telling us to, so I think that after this I will be, but I haven't really been.
Okay, all right. So Ms. Gamble really inspires you all to think ahead and move forward. And What's your favorite thing about Miss Gamble?
Oh boy.
Miss Gamble. Miss Gamble, she's really fun and she lets us participate in activities like this one. And I really like that about her because she's really fun. She's not just strict, because she's also strict, but she's really fun.
Well, she really does love her scholars, because actually I had invited her on to talk and she completely X'd that out. She says, you've got to have my scholars. And I said, well, it's just going to be a few minutes. She says, but you've got to have my scholars. So yeah, she really, really thinks a lot of you all. She loves you all so, so much. So Miss Gamble.
Yes.
For these young people that are going through now, do you walk them through at the Buhrer School? Do you walk them through kindergarten through K through, or do you just have them for that particular year that they're in school?
I have students who score exceptionally well on the NWEA exam, which is an exam that students have an opportunity to qualify for gifted services 3 times during the school year. If they are selected for the gifted program, then I have them in pull-out services, kind of like students who need intervention services for special ed. However, in most, and gifted is part of special ed, it's just on the other end of the spectrum. So in most classes in schools now, special ed is a part of inclusion. However, gifted is not. So we pull the students out of the classroom. However, the school determines, or however we determine with our schedule, they are entitled, according to the state, to 225 minutes a week. So during that 225 minutes, usually for about 40. Kelvin and his brother, I have them for 4 to 5 periods a week. So for my 6th graders, I have them. Hey, Kelvin. Kelvin,
we have you now.
Hey.
There you are. Welcome.
It took so long, but hello. At least it worked.
Her teacher said that you would not give up. She said that you would not give up. Well, we're glad you're here. We're gonna let her finish her thought, and then we're gonna talk to you a little bit. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Ms. Gamble.
So I usually have them for 4 to 5. I have them 4 to 5 periods a day, or 4 to 5 periods a week. So, and it's sometimes I have to work with the teachers to schedule, their homeroom teachers to schedule what's best for them, and around their specials in the art, the music, their academic courses, and then we determine what's best. So sometimes I have the kids all day, one day. Sometimes I have them maybe 2 or 3 periods on one day, and then the next day I have them a couple periods. So it just depends from day to day. 6th grade is not a grade that I always have. It's up to the teachers in the building and up to the principal. Usually, most time, our program is only from grades 2 to 5, but this year I really fought to keep my 6th graders because I'm really connected to them. Buhrer is like my home school because I spent 2 years there in an actual classroom. And as I said, I had many of the scholars in my actual homeroom before I transitioned to this position. So I really wanted to hold on to them. And they're a really fun bunch. They're an interesting bunch. They all have names other than their given names. Like Ariana is my pumpkin angel face girl. And oh, there's Kelvin, and there's another child who's now on the call whose name is Ezekiel, and there's Ricky and Nikki, and I think Kelvin is Ricky, right? Are you Ricky or Nikki? You're Ricky.
I'm Ricky. I'm Ricky.
Yeah. Kelvin is also my Spanish teacher at times, so and like Ariana said, we really do have a lot of fun in our class. I try and incorporate as much technology as possible because I know that that's what they're going to need as they go forward into this world. We don't have the resources that we need because we are a Title I school. Buhrer is really like a private school in a public school setting, but you wouldn't know it when you walk in. I mean, it's really a jewel. It's a gem in Cleveland. It's not like any other school I've ever seen. From the day that I walked through the doors, it's like, okay, is this a Cleveland public school? Because of all the things you hear on the news, and from being in as being a mentor to other teachers, I've been in a lot of schools. I've visited a lot of schools. I've only taught in 3 buildings, but being in a lot of schools, I've seen a lot of things, and this is really a really, really good school. So I try and afford them as many opportunities as I can on my end, but we just don't have the financial resources to do as many things as we'd like to.
That's a perfect segue. So let me just say, for you all who didn't get that, Buhrer is a part of the Cleveland Metropolitan School District. So if you're like me, I did not know. I did not know. And so when I came into the knowledge of this school, I was so excited to hear about it. She also said, because I said that there's a specific reason why we're here. Miss Gamble and I have known for several years, every year she petitions for her classrooms to have the best technology. Now, we said it's Cleveland Municipal School District, so we know, I don't care where school district is, they're struggling. Some less than others, some more than others, but she has never let that stop her. She's always looked for ways to empower her classroom, ways to make sure that they have the top technology. So she's working on 2 projects now. One is called A Fresh New Start, and the other one is the aftermath after Hurricane Maria. And if you all had seen my Facebook page, I actually have had that on there for the last week so you all could take a look at it. So what her classroom needs is, they're in need of a MacBook, a Galaxy book, and a Samsung tablet. Now, along with these, what they also need is, I'm freezing here. I don't know if you all can hear me. Hold on.
She was asking Ariana a little bit about herself. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and about some of your experiences at Buhrer?
Oh, okay.
Well, one of my hobbies, I guess, is I like to read a lot and I like to draw. And some of my experiences at Buhrer are one time we got to go and help with the Easter things, because for the little kids we had to put candy in some eggs and then hide the eggs, and also me and my friends got to be the Easter bunny. So that was a really fun experience that Miss Sanchez, the principal, let us do. And another fun experience is,
well, while you're thinking, let's let Kelvin talk a little bit. We haven't had a chance to hear anything from him just yet. Go ahead, Kelvin. You have your
talk about myself?
Yeah, so yeah, take it away.
Okay. So my name is Kelvin, and I'm from Guatemala, one of the best countries in the world, you know. And the things that I like about Buhrer is like the teachers, because they teach us, but we also have like fun. And I like the things that we do, like the multicultural. So like before winter break, each grade gets to do like their own country, and then they get to, like, you know, sing or dance about the country. And yeah, that's what I like about Buhrer. And one of the hobbies that I really like to do is play my games and go outside and play sports, because I really like sports.
What kind of sports?
And, like soccer, basketball. Sometimes I walk dog, you know, my dog. And I like playing piano too, because I just like playing piano for God, because since I'm a Christian.
Anything else you want to share?
I have 2 brothers. My dog's name is Fristy. I love my family, and I like playing Fortnite. And I like when my brother tells jokes. It's so funny. Yeah.
Okay. Ariana, you have anything else you want to share?
no, I guess.
So to all of Michelle's viewers, for Chronicles. This is something I've never done before. So if you can tell, I'm just kind of winging it here. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Michelle Edwards Whitfield for allowing us to be on the show and just share a little bit about our school and what we do at Buhrer. As you can see, Kelvin has lots of personality. I am grateful for this opportunity. I do love my students and I love the things that we do in the classroom. Is there any particular technology project that we've done that you all maybe like to share with those who are viewing the show right now?
Wait, what?
Any technology project we've done you'd like to talk about or share with those who are viewing the show right now?
NWA maps skills, because that helps you with math. And, you know, since I have like the highest NWA score in my class, I think, you know.
In what subject? So, and the folks you are talking to don't go to school. They're not in our class, so they really don't know what you're talking about. Can you give them a little more detail so they kind of know exactly what you mean?
Oh, about NWA maps skills?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, so NWA map skills is like this website that helps us with NWA and getting a higher score. And Miss Gamble, she gives us missions so that could help us with our math, like base 10, problems, like dividing fractions, or volume, and data and statics. Yeah, that's the things that I got in NWA map skills.
And so how do you use NWA map skills? Where is it? I mean, is it a place you go? Is it a worksheet? How do you access it? What is it?
It's like, so you go to Google and then you put NWA map skills in your computer or somewhere like technology. And then once you go to that website, you have to log in. And then once you log in, there's 4 tabs, but we use math. So, and then there's these missions that Miss Gamble gives us, and then we solve the missions and all that stuff, and the equations.
All right. Ariana, anything you want to share? Any technology projects that you all did?
I don't remember what it was called, but we went on, this was recently, I forgot what it was called, but we went on something with Miss Gamble, and the 5th graders were there too, and I think the 3rd graders were there. We went on this, and then they asked us questions, and whoever won there were a lot of people also playing. It was on Miss Gamble's tablets, so we went on there and they asked us questions, and then whoever got all the questions right got a share of money or something like that. And then, yeah, so another time is also when we did
Blue suede shoes from Langston Hughes when we did the project.
Yeah, I was trying to remember what it was called.
Okay.
So we read that book and we talked about it too.
All right. And then you did some WebQuest stuff with that, right? All right, I'm going to stop drilling you since it is spring break. You're off the hook. Thank you for being here. And I just got word from the host that there were some technical difficulties with the show this evening. So one of the reasons that this evening that we were on is that the Donors Choose project is up online, and we are seeking more technology for our classroom, as Michelle mentioned, for a fresh new start and aftermath after Hurricane Maria. So what we're asking is that you would please just, if you have an opportunity, or if you know anyone who's willing to make a donation to our project so that we can have a MacBook or a Galaxy book in our classroom so that our students will have the opportunity to have more technology, please go on to donorschoose.org. You can find our project under my name, Ms. Gamble, and if you would just put in our zip code, which is 44109. You can't do it today because they're doing some site maintenance, but it will be back up tomorrow. And the great thing about this particular project is that ExxonMobil is doing a 3 times match. So any donation that's made will be tripled. So if you give $10, then ExxonMobil will give $30. So the last time I checked before the site went down for the maintenance, that scheduled maintenance that they're doing, there was $295 left on one project, and I believe there was $243 left on another one. So any donations that you can give, we would appreciate it. Right, Ariana?
Yes.
And we thank you in advance for whatever you can do. Please spread the word. If before then the site goes up, if you're interested in making any donations prior to, you can send them to me through Cash App. My name on Cash App is Gifted Teach that I use for my classroom. Just Gifted Teach. And if you want to email me, I can send you the link for the 2 projects at Ms., which is ms.l.gamble@gmail.com. And I believe that Ms. Edwards Whitfield may also be sending a link at some other time. Again, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you for your support of our scholars. Thank you for your support of Cleveland's kids. Please keep us in your prayers. Please keep Michelle and her in your prayers. And again, thank you for this opportunity. And I thank God for Michelle. All these blessings. Thank you so very much. Everyone have a wonderful evening. Be safe in what you're doing. Thank you. Good night.
What a night. What a night. Well, before I start, let me just say that I hope that you all, before the technical difficulties, I hope that my audience enjoyed Educator Lorna Gamble tonight and the scholars, Kelvin and Ariana. I just needed to come on because I so abruptly had to leave you all. Technical difficulties, stuff happens, right? Stuff happens. But I trust that you all got the gist of what was happening there. I really just wanted you all to see and experience these young scholars, to see what's really happening. They talk about our young people so poorly, you know, that they're not this Generation X, that they're lost, that they're no good and all of that. And that's so far from the truth. I was delighted by those young people, and I hope that you were too. And I think it's just really important that we support teachers that are dedicated, such as Miss Gamble. This is not new for her, making sure that her students have the best of technology everywhere she has been. She has done this. She has reached out. She has petitioned for equipment to come in there so that these young people are leaving equipped, that these young people are leaving ready for the world. And Buhrer Dual Language Academy is phenomenal. I mean, it's just absolutely a phenomenal school. So if you're just coming on and you didn't get a chance to actually see the broadcast, I want to invite you to go ahead and look at it. My disclaimer and my warning is at the end, I was gone, but were you not impressed with those scholars still talking and with that educator still taking her young people through? And I just spoke to her after the show was over, and that's one of the things that she teaches them. Things happen because they're learning technology in the school, and it's like things happen, and what do? You don't just bail. You don't just throw your hands up in the air. You keep working at it. You keep doing what you need to do to get the job done. So that was evidence right there. So I want to just piggyback on there and encourage you all to please donate for them to get this. They need that MacBook, the Galaxy book and the Samsung tablet. These kids are learning about green screens and just everything, and they're delightful. So if you want to invest in something, I'm going to ask that you put your investment there. Every time that we support a child, every time that we support a young person, it helps our community. It helps our world. It helps us, because you never know where these lives are going to go. You never know when our paths are going to cross again. You know, that could have been a psychologist or a doctor on the line, or an engineer or an agriculturist. You just don't know what they're going to do and how they're going to benefit the world. But it is so important for us to support our children. So again, go ahead. If you did not see the previous video about the Buhrer School, go ahead and look at it, and then share that information. And please, please, I appeal to you to donate. There's no amount that's too small, no amount that's too great when you're planting seed into the lives of children. And you got a chance to meet that educator. And I tell you, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the school, so to try to give you all a glimpse of this beautiful place, the Buhrer Dual Language Academy. It's kind of nestled away, like in this neighborhood. It's beautiful grounds, and the school is beautiful, and these young people they love going to school. And these kids leave, these scholars leave, and they go to the John Hay School of Technology. They're going to college. They are doing wonderful things. Okay, so please, please, please get the information off of the previous video. Go ahead, make your donations, look for that, and let's just make a difference. We can feel good about that. We spend $20 a week eating lunch out, really more than that, you know, $5 a day, $10 a day now. So let's put that into good seed. Let's go ahead and be a blessing to some young people. We can sleep well when we do that, when we know that we have poured into the lives of some young people that are making change. And some of these young people have come from some very difficult situations. Some of them are here because of the aftermath of Hurricane Maria, and they came here just a few years ago, just a short time ago, not speaking English at all, and they are learning English and Spanish. So it's awesome. So they're leaving this school, and they're already in their second year of Spanish. So again, that's my little commercial. That's my little ender. And I just want to thank you. I want to thank my audience, because even when we had the technical difficulty, even when I dropped out, you all were typing in. Taya Bell, I want to thank you. Sharice, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for everybody who just went in and was putting in the information. I could see it. I was on another device. You couldn't hear me. You could not see me, but I could see you all. And I love you all for that. I love my Chronicles audience for that, because you all just get in there, because I'm glad that I believe that you all understand my heart and why I do this. I really want to expose the world to people who are making a difference, making a change, because sometimes people get a lot of airplay, a lot of time, and then there are some people who are doing a great work and they don't necessarily get that time. But to know that our children are coming up and they're blessed and they're highly favored, I think it's our duty. It is all of our duty to do what we can. So I don't care if you've got $1, $10, $50, $100. If you know somebody, this is another thing. I was just speaking to Educator Gamble, and she said sometimes your job will do a match. So if you work for a company, I know I used to work for Cleveland Clinic, and they would do that as well. So if your company will match and give a donation towards something like this, because it's going to the school, it's not going to her, it is going to the school to buy this equipment for this classroom. So I want to appeal to you. If you know somebody who has technology, someone who wants to gift it, someone who wants to pay on it, please share this video with them. They can feel free to contact me. I will put you in contact with Ms. Gamble. I will put you in contact with the school. You can do whatever you want to do, because it's not just one. She's just appealing for one. She's going the low end of the spectrum, and she's just saying, I need one of these, but they can always use more, because she's got a full classroom and she has the gifted program. So these children need to have technology under their hands. And guess what? You can rest well knowing that you were a part of that. So again, what's understood does not have to be said. So I want to just Thank you all. Thank you for coming on. I love you, Chronicles audience. I love you all so much. Know that once I take a look at this, it's going to be loaded down to YouTube. So you can always go to YouTube for the replays of Chronicles episodes. My YouTube channel is, of course, Michelle Edwards Whitfield. I'm going to ask you to go ahead and subscribe, please, and ring that bell so that you always get the notifications of when I'm posting something new. Okay, all right. Follow me on Instagram too. I'm out there. I'm doing some things. Okay, all right. Thank you all. Love you. Good night. God bless.